Do you have any sense how many people who are out of work because of disability or because of sickness could work?
Yes, we know that around 200,000 people who have got a health condition or a disability say they want to work right now, and actually over 1 million say they'd like to work if they got the right support and if their health or condition improved. And what we've seen today is with the right support you can get people back to work or help them keep in work. And those are the changes we want to make, because for too long sick and disabled people have been written off when they can actually work with the right support.
What are the barriers?
Well, listening to people today, clear barriers about whether they can find a job that fits around their needs or has reasonable adjustments or flexibility. Confidence, a major issue. Also, if people have been out of work for a long time, if they can get the skills support they need to get back into work. There's a range of things, and our job has got to be to bring together that support to help people get back to work and to stay in work. And today, the £40 million we're announcing for West London is going to support programmes like this to help more people get back to work, which is what they want and which is what's better for the taxpayer too.
And can I ask you, since you announced the changes, we asked viewers to get in touch with us, and we were inundated really. I mean, hundreds of people got in touch, and some of them say, I'm disabled and I really want to work, but I can't work. Do you not believe that person?
I'm absolutely clear that there are many people with disabilities who can never and will never work because of the severity of their disability or their health condition, and those people will be protected. But what we've heard today is so many people who'd been written off. We spoke to Zoe, who had been out of work for 7 years. She was actually put in no capability of work group, and actually she said after 7 years, I want to work. At the Shaw Trust, she's got that support, she's back in work. She said they focused on her capabilities, not her incapabilities, and that's what we need to change.
So why can't you do all this, do this support, and not dock people's benefits at the same time?
Well, we are starting with our Get Britain Working Plan, which is what we're seeing here today, but we also need to reform the benefit system to get it on a more sustainable footing. And the reason the last government failed on welfare was precisely because they failed on work. We have to do both at the same time, fix the broken benefit system, get more support for people who can work to get into work, and to join up that support in a way that really matches people's individual needs.
And the other thing people talked to us about was language. People were upset. They felt that disabled people were being stigmatised. Are you worried about that?
Yes, I think they have been stigmatised for the past 14 years. I speak to so many disabled people who are desperate for a chance of work, but they need the right help and support, they need flexible working, they need to make sure that if they've been out of work for a while, they get the skills support they need. We've got to overhaul the system because it's not right for people who are written off and trapped on benefits, and it's not right for the country either.
But once when we met before, and I know you did talk about the many people who wanted to work, you also said some people were taking the mickey, and some people have said to us that language really upset them. Do you regret using that language?
£8 billion a year is wasted on fraud in the benefits system. That's why we've got a fraud bill going through Parliament now. And it is because I don't want to see that money wasted on fraud when it could go on supporting more people like we've seen here today. They deserve a chance, and that's what this government will give them.
So you do think that people are there who are taking the mickey?
There's £8 billion of fraud every single year, and you imagine the difference that money could make to actually helping more people who can work get into work. I think we've got to have trust in the system, and we've got to shift the focus more towards helping those who can work get into work.
I mean, the difficulty is, and I've seen this over years, is that you're here, you want to get people into work, but you're doing it in the context of cuts. And now we have sweeping tariffs from America that are making the economic situation even harder. How worried are you about that?
I am concerned about what's happening globally, and that makes this work here even more important. Look, the truth is, whatever was happening in the global economy, I would be reforming the benefits system to help more people who can work get back into work.
But now you might have a jobs crisis to deal with as well.
Well, we already have a crisis, which is we have 2.8 million people out of work due to long-term sickness, 1 million young people not in education, employment or training. That's a crisis for each of those people who can work and want to work. So will we redouble our efforts? Yes. Will we work even harder to provide more support to get people into work? Yes, we will. We will be doing this, whatever the global financial situation.
But are you worried that you're going to have to come back for more benefit cuts in June?
We've set out our plans on changes to the benefit system.
So no.
We have set out our plans for getting people back into work in the Green Paper. Today, we are showing the tangible difference it can make to people's lives by providing them with the right support. £40 million here just in West London alone to help more people get back into work. We will roll that out right across the country and every day work more closely with employers to get those people into work.
That sounds like no, you won't be coming back for more cuts.
Well, we've set out our plans.
I mean, the thing that makes some people sceptical was you set out your plans and then the OBR didn't give you what you wanted and so you came back for more money.
Well, actually, we're going to be working with the OBR between now and November because we have really good evidence that programmes like this that we've seen here today work. They get people jobs, they give people hope, they give people a sense of confidence so that they can contribute and build a life for themselves. We've got the clear evidence. We'll be working with the OBR.
Wrong. Were they frustrated?
No, what they've said is they're going to work with us up until November to make sure that we've given them all the evidence that we have, and we've seen it for ourselves here today. You'll have filmed and spoken to the people here who had been written off before, and the Shaw Trust has given them hope that there's a better future, and I want to see that available to lots more people here in London and right across the country.
And final question, one of the things that some people said to me was that they'd actually like ministers, like yourself, like Rachel Reeves, to understand how they live their lives. They even said, come and spend a week living my life with you. Do you feel like you have a sense of how hard it is for a lot of disabled and sick people right now?
I mean, I spoke to a man here today who's just had 2 years ago an absolutely terrible health problem and operation, who's lost children, has had severe mental health problems. He'd worked for years in one sector, couldn't get another job. Here today, some hope. He's got a job with the support here. So I know what it's like to be written off and denied hope and denied a sense that you can contribute to society. Or Zoe today, who said, because of the help she got here, she realised she was bright, she did have something to offer. And that is our job, is to offer people hope that change is possible. And that is what we are absolutely determined to deliver.